Stock cars at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, what's going on? Nothing but the Indy cars have run on that famous 2.5-mile track since they opened back in 1911. Oh yeah, there was a Pontiac endurance test there back in the early 60s, but no indications that NASCAR would ever go there to race. Are they going there now? Well, nothing is being said official, but they did run a pretty hefty test there this past week, and our guys were there to capture that.
Gasoline Alley at the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where 9 of NASCAR Winston Cup's most elite drivers showed up for what NASCAR claims as an unofficial Goodyear Tire test. But even before the teams arrived here, there was great anticipation about running at the famed Brickyard.
I'm going over there for 2 days, not really to worry about how fast I go or anything like that. I want to make a media day out of it or two and have a good time and run the racetrack. And at least when I'm older and I can sit by the fireplace and tell my kids and my grandkids that, yeah, I drove Indy a couple of times. I know what it's like.
You know, I'm excited about going, and it's a terrific opportunity for all of the drivers, teams, owners, and sponsors, as well as race fans.
It's history. You know, I look at it as being Winston Cup history, going there for the first time. But still, I think in a lot of areas, I'm a purist and on different things, you know, and I don't think any cars should come to Daytona, and I don't think that we should go to Indy to race. You know, testing is one thing, but going to race is something totally different. It's like I said before, you don't play polo or croquet or anything like that at Augusta, and you don't race dogs at Churchill Downs. So, you know, those places are horse tracks and golf courses with a lot of tradition, just like Indy is for Indy cars.
But it was obvious that from the time the teams hit the garage area, the fans were frantic with Winston Cup fever. With the engine still silent, there was a roar of acceptance as drivers delivered the personal touch that has helped to take this sport to a national prominence, and now delivered it to the world's most famous speedway. The first step on Monday was a brief driver crew chief meeting prior to getting their feet wet. And while the entire 2 days were dominated by national media, Kyle Petty was doing a little documenting of his own. At 11 a.m. Monday, June 22nd, 1992, the anticipation of testing Winston Cup cars at Indy became a reality. As the drivers quickly familiarized themselves with the famed 2.5-mile facility, it became clear that the Winston Cup cars could run at Indy. And by and large, a Winston Cup race will run at Indy, but when?
This question is fundamentally premature.
But the same question kept on coming.
We're getting back again to that fundamentally premature side of this press conference. No, I understand.
So for now, everyone had to be happy with just hitting the track, and they were.
Oh yeah, I'm just having a great time. I mean, I pulled out. I had the honor of putting my car on, about being the very first car on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for a stock car. When I fired that thing up and pulled out going into turn 1, there's 50-some thousand people, I guess that's what they say is here, and they were just hooting and hollering all over the place and just going crazy, and it really sent chills down you. And then we went out and we started doing some drafting practice, and 3 and 4s were running, and I passed a car 3 wide going down the front straightaway. I mean, they just freaked out. So, I mean, they're loving it. They're starved for competition up here. The Indy 500 is a neat deal, but they only get it once a year, and they want more than that.
For 2 straight days, teams took advantage of the Goodyear Tire test, changing springs, shocks, and plenty of tires, and just plain having a good old time.
Big tires here at Indy, aren't they? Right reader's going down.
For the fans, it was a time to tour the grounds, looking back at the history and being a part of it at the same time. In fact, everyone on the grounds was a fan in some respect.
We'll zoom now. I'm zooming. Wait a minute. I'm zooming. Hey, give me that thumbs up. Good one.
All right, what do y'all think about NASCAR coming to Indy? After a surprise spin around the Brickyard by A.J. Foyt in Earnhardt's car, at 1:30 on Tuesday, everyone got what they wanted as the 9 drivers ran a controlled 15-lap sprint. And when it was all over, everyone was a winner.
Track's got a lot of potential. It really does. It surprised me the cars work as good as they do here on this flat racetrack.
Just the whole atmosphere of this whole program has been incredible. It's been an experience that I'll never forget.
And when the trucks rolled out, one could only wonder, will they be back for the first ever Winston Cup race at Indy?
Well, as we said, nothing has been said official about NASCAR going there to race, but speculation is running high, and you can rest assured when the story breaks, we'll have it right here on Inside Winston.
All right, earlier last week marked the most heralded tire test in the history of NASCAR. An estimated, get this, 40,000 fans showed up to watch 9 Winston Cup teams run at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Why are all these people here? Don't they have anything better to do on a Monday or Tuesday? There was plenty of curiosity among the fans and the drivers who were all making their first tour of the famed Brickyard.
Gosh, it's so smooth. That was the first thing I noticed. The car is just really so comfortable, and the track is so smooth, and it's fast. I mean, I couldn't believe how fast we could go right off the bat. I love it. I think it's the greatest thing we've done probably in my racing career anyway. I never thought I'd get a chance to drive at Indy, so neat to be here.
The magic question of how fast a 3,500-pound stock car could run around the 2.5-mile track was answered early, about 164 miles per hour. On day 2, Dale Earnhardt pulled a switcheroo. That's his car, but look who took a turn behind the wheel on the second day. Super Tex, who knows about getting around the Brickyard in a hurry. Now, the real fun began when all 9 drivers headed out for a gang tire test. An unofficial mini winner-take-all race was KO'd by Speedway insurance rules. Still, it was hard to imagine anyone testing any harder than they did. Just ask Dale Earnhardt.
It was great coming down the straightaway, and there are all the grandstands up on each side, and watching Indy cars run here on TV and everything. I've never been at the racetrack before, and pretty good rush.